The meeting is called to order. Please rise as able to flag salute. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Public Meetings Law. This meeting of August 11, 2025 is included in the list of meetings notice sent to the Courier News on January 6, 2025, posted on the bulletin board in Borough Hall automatically as remain continuously posted as required. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the Borough Clerk. Roll call, please.
Sure. Councilman Morris.
Here.
Councilwoman Engelhardt is absent. Councilwoman Casara.
Here.
Councilman Levitt.
Here.
Council Vice President Long.
Here.
Council President Parker.
Here.
And Mayor Carroll.
Here.
We have no presentations, regarding the mayor's report. I'm appointing tonight Kim Tilley to fill the vacant alternate position on the HPC, the Preservation Commission. I believe that term expires at the end of this year.
What alternate?
I think they only have one.
For HPC.
Yeah, for the Historic Preservation Commission. So if you could just verify that.
Yeah, it's not probably on the website.
Yeah, I have my own list, so. I do have a couple of people in the hopper for Shade Tree. We're waiting until summer's over to make a decision. That's all I have tonight. Councilman Arias?
Yeah, I really don't have too much to say there. Just to congratulate Robin for the food truck festival. That was awesome. Came out to that. Really good turnout, and also just for just for the park, we did finish cleanup. I think it was last Wednesday. It's probably my last one that we're doing. We got some dead logs that are out there where the bushes were. They've been weed whacking, but there's a ton of weed whacking to do out there. I don't think we really do more, but something I would like to do. I don't know if it'll be too late or not, but maybe create some type of event in September. There's some type of community day where we just have people come out and just admire the park, the hard work we did in the past one, and just do some type of activities, have people come out and just enjoy the park, feel like the park doesn't get much, like say, doesn't get used as much.
Brandon,
You've done a awesome job at this. I mean, seriously, thank you so much for taking the initiative to do this. I actually did talk to my champion about who does the leading in a little bit. I understand there is a contractor and who's going to talk to the contractor about keeping that up. I don't really know what that means, but so I would suggest keeping in contact with my champion as well, because I did have that discussion with my wife. But I just am so happy that you kind of took this under your wing and initiated, because that was that was hard work.
Yeah, and I know that we do, I
Man.
think every year they do our cleanups, but they got rained out, because we did have like a month, just straight up rain, so.
I do think that you should try to get the Boy Scouts and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we would, I talked to them about
The
that.
college student stopped by yesterday and I gave them
Oh, yeah, anybody's interested.
your email. I didn't get to me, but
Just, hit me up, I'm always
I
down.
thought you were still at the park, so.
I mean, I can come out there, I'll do something, But
wanted to do
I want the park to
something.
use,
Yeah.
so. Yeah, no, that's, and that's about it for me, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Fasaro.
Oh, the library had a record meeting this month of 3 hours. That's never happened before, but there's been a lot going on. So we're truly in a place of course correction. Our board president, Jane DeHaven, will be operating as an interim library director. She is an MLS. This is her life and what she does full time. So she will operate in that role until we hire a new director. But in the meantime, Heidi Heisch, who has been with the library for quite some time, has been doing an excellent job running summer programming and keeping the children engaged in the borough. There are 2 new hires. We will be voting on that this evening. Those are part-time library assistants and they're desperately needed. Use of public space, the community room on the 2nd floor of the library. Our board secretary actually showed us a picture in this meeting the other day of how lit up the library was at night, except for this black spot. And that community room is precisely that. It is a community room I did reach out to Jeremy to let him know that the board, when I explained to them what we're doing with the Lyceum, that they would love to host that ongoing. Like they really feel that's a great program. And where else better to have it than a community library with an elevator and a staircase, so very good. In terms of the budget, one of the things that I did bring up is, I know we all agreed when the budget was passed this year, that we would work with our current assignments this year, so that the person who receives that assignment next year knows what's happening going in. So Jane and I will be working on that, so if the library is reassigned to another council member next year, you won't have that wording, and I'll be able to hand it off to you directly and we'll set that. Next thing, planning board is meeting tomorrow. Only real key item is resolution compliance on Liberty Village. And that's really it. That's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Levitt?
Certainly, thank you, Mayor. On behalf of Councilwoman Engelhardt, she wanted me to give the animal control report for the month. There was unfortunately one dead fox found on Kapner Street, 3 dogs which were found and reunited with owners, and there was one cat. Didn't specify what happened, just one cat had something occur to it, but I'm sure it's fine. Other than that, very little to report on. We reviewed one site plan at the last environmental commission meeting. The next one is September 15th. Still have not had a shade tree commission meeting since the last one, but I am looking forward to seeing whoever you put on there. So thank you for finding some.
Hopefully they'll say yes, there's 2 of them.
I hope
Hopefully
so.
they'll say yes.
I hope they do.
Is it you just short of people? Is that what?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess we
well,
have a few vacancies.
it's, yeah.
It's not like completely devoid of people.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I'm just asking if you're
Yeah.
short of people, is that why
Yeah.
it's not having meetings?
The last
it's-
meeting had a big
Yeah,
fan
summer
vote.
thing.
It's some, okay,
Yeah.
I get it, I get it.
And yeah, lastly, the food truck festival was a very good time. I stopped by for a little while, had a great quesadilla from an unspecified Mexican food vendor. And it was nice to meet some of the people out there. That's it.
Thank you very much. Councilman Wong?
Thank you, Mayor Carroll. So for July, the police report. He had 50 criminal investigations and 14 arrests for bait. There was a motor vehicle crash in that month. There was an investigation of a total of 36 motor vehicle crashes. Out of these two involved commercial vehicles, and 3 of these crashes were reported injuries. Traffic enforcement officers continue to actively enforce traffic laws throughout town with a focused effort on distracted driving, speeding, and stop sign violations. Targeted enforcement areas include, but are not limited to, stop sign violations at Broad and Bloomfield, speeding on East Main Street, and various violations on Brown Street, such as improper passing, distracted driving, and speeding. Right now, Brown Street is a detour road, so just pay attention to that. It's a tight. Officers are also addressing improper turns into the Park Avenue area. Enforcement is one of their top priorities, and they take this extremely seriously. While they do consistently monitor, major concern areas like Main Street, North Main, and New York Avenue, they do encourage residents to report any specific traffic issues in their neighborhoods. Who would contact the police department at their non-emergency number 782-3434. They appreciate the community's continued support in helping keep our roads safe. As mentioned in previous reports, September 20th, in partnership with Huntington Health and other local organizations, there will be a mock traffic stop designed for individuals with autism spectrum disorder. On October 7th, the police department will participate in Faith in Blue at the Salvation Army. This will be the 4th year the police department will be participating. There will be food served, games, and a Q&A session for children. If you're interested in hosting a community engagement and education event on your street, the department is always encouraging people to get involved. These gatherings are a great way to bring neighbors together and discuss community issues and gain helpful safety insights from experienced members of the department. For more information or to schedule a session, contact Chief Jerry Rotella at the department. The chief of police has been informed by Superintendent Dr. Karen McGann of the Reading Fleming School District that due to budget constraints, funding for the Class 3 police officer position will not be available for the 2025-2026 school year. As a result, Class 3 police officer Greg Santoro will no longer be employed by the Flemington Borough Police Department. Santoro joined the department in December 2019, and he served with distinction in that role. He's built strong connections with those students and staff, and his presence will be truly missed in the upcoming school year. On behalf of the entire police department, we extend our sincere thanks to Craig for his service and dedication to our community. We wish him continued health and happiness in the future endeavors. And on a personal note, I want to thank Officer Santoro for his service to the school. He was a positive role model, a friendly face, and a fine officer. I know firsthand how well he worked with those kids. They all loved him. Police station construction update. Steel walls are currently being installed. Painting is underway in the processing room. Sewer line connected to the street's been completed. Wiring for the doors has also been installed. We are now awaiting an estimated completion date from the contractor. Finally, a message to the community. The police department urges motorists to be mindful that construction zones are active throughout town. Safety remains the top priority. Drivers are reminded to reduce speed, obey all posted signage, and stay alert to workers and equipment in these areas. Speeding also continues to be a concern in several areas of town. Officers are actively enforcing speed limits to protect the safety of all residents and visitors. Please do your part, be a part of the solution, not the problem. As Councilwoman Fasaro mentioned, the Lyceum is slated for August 21st. It's next Thursday. The series continues. This time we're going to be gathering at the Stangl Arts and Cultural District on the Stangl stage. This lecture is going to be a little different from the previous ones, as it will include a walking tour right after the lecture. I think this one's going to be really fun, creative. I think, you know, seeing Stangl, what's happened, and there's certain destinations along that little tour you'll take if you do come. Absolutely fascinating what's happened there. So if you can make it, come on by. Now, after the last meeting, I wanted to share some thoughts I had about zoning, but not specifically zoning, more about our properties that are vacant. And I wanted to just put this out there to the governing body, because I tucked away a comment Mayor Carroll had made, she, in the form of a question. She asked, well, what about the abandoned property ordinance? And I said, yeah, what about that? We have it. And you know, reading through that, I mean, there's stuff in here. But I think, to use some terminology I've been hearing people use, I think we need to kind of visit this and look for something that might have a little more teeth. Maybe incentivizing, maintaining, and keeping things full, and keeping people in these businesses. So we don't have those empty storefronts that they're not just an eyesore, they can pose safety hazards. And we risk making the problem worse every month that a building remains vacant and absent of people and activity. The other thing that I kind of was thinking about as I reflected on all this was, you know, Council President Parker and I know the mayor was there with our DPW head, went into a property on Court Street, which had been vacant for a very long time. 15, 20 years. So long, in fact, that in 2001, I think, I came home from college, and my mom was the receptionist for the sheriff's office that was there for a time. That was a long time ago. I don't like to think about it because it makes me feel old. But anyway, I'm like, it's been empty for a long time, and you can see the issues. We heard about the issues. We've got a whole bank, a list. I mean, that's gonna cost a lot of money. I don't think we would allow this to happen. I mean, that's a county property, but it's just an example of when you leave something sitting, it deteriorates.
But we have that issue at Turntable Junction where the landlord is allowing his building.
Yeah, and you know, we're get too specific, but I would say, look,
Did you, when you read this, when you say these were teeth, I mean, I don't know, maybe our attorney knows of a model ordinance out there that's got the teeth that we don't have.
that's what I want.
Can you do fines?
I want to.
Can you find?
What fine?
Can you find absorbently so that it is, so I think that there's a couple of issues, right? Because Jeremy and I talked about this, and I absolutely agree, because it's been a nemesis, and we talked about this at FCP. I think the point of it is one, is actually getting behind something that says that we're serious about, we want this cleaned up, right? That if you have this abandoned property, you need to take care of it, whether it's cutting the grass or painting it or whatever the case may be, making sure that there's no squatters in it, as there were by the one that's in Victoria Plaza. So all of those types of things. So is it that you put out this whole thing and then you find, and if like what is an absorbent amount and what is a reasonable amount? Is it $500? Is it $1,000? Is it $5,000? I mean, that's kind of where I'm trying to understand, like, what is the spot that makes this sound that we're very serious about?
So it's hard because properties are abandoned for a reason, right? So typically they may be bank owned, the owners are typically absentee. And they're really, you could find under every possible violation based on the specific circumstances on the site. But where we often take action is to enter the site and remediate the site if possible, cut the grass, fence it off, I mean, whatever needs to be done, and then lean it.
We
against
being the
the borough,
council?
the borough.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you would lean the cost of those remediation measures against the property, which could be bank.
But suppose the landlord is, I'm sorry, let me just finish. Suppose the landlord themselves is there. It's not bank taken over, it's whatever, but the landlord is actually there, visible, or is around. And these properties are abandoned, then what? Like, is there a recourse for that?
You could find them, and I mean, you asked the amount, I mean. I think the maximum of the fine right now was just changed to like $2,000 a
Well,
day
there-
per violation.
There is an abandoned vacant
Yeah,
ordinance
that's what you have,
Yeah.
where
we
they
definitely
pay
have-
500 the first year, 1,000, like it goes up every year.
But you're saying that we can do it by the day.
depends on the violation.
Dave would have to go up.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta go out there. And look,
Okay.
I
So
mean-
so the point of it is that there is a recourse that we can take.
Yeah.
To ensure to make sure that they know that we're serious about it. So I agree, I mean, Jeremy and I had a long discussion about this, and I think it's something that Amy needs.
Like they're supposed to go on SDL and add or put their property up there, so we have a list.
Well, there's the vacant property side,
Right,
that somebody's not filling it. Then there's the abandoned property side, which they haven't literally abandoned it, they're just not taking care of it,
Right.
like.
Yeah.
The sign on the circle,
right, yeah.
where we have a lien
But
on
they're
that
not going
property.
on SDL to do that.
Yeah, but we have a lien on that property and we do take care of it, when
Yeah.
it needs taken care of.
And I'll finish
Hmm.
my reply, just two things to
Okay.
finish this up. The first thing is, when a home goes on the market in Fleming Borough, I don't know. It's very rare to see a house on the market for a long time. It is not rare to see an empty storefront for a long time, which that's what concerns me. It's like, we don't have, that, to me, that should match, right? It should match. The other thing is, I think the timing of this is very important. I think we're looking at, we have a major project coming in that is going to alter things. You're gonna have businesses who wanna come in. But I've said this in the past, I don't wanna wait till our project's done, we should be meeting this where it is now. So that those things are full, because people will, I think there's no incentive to do anything right now, to just leave them. Why should I fix up my business if then I'm waiting for those guys to come in? So if there's something we can do as a governing body, I would love to be able to do that. I think we need something effective and it'll meet the purpose, and we can get it done. We've got a lot of smart people here. We've got a very smart attorney. But yeah, let's see what we can do. That's all, guys. So that's my report. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jeremy, I have a question. Yeah, the impact of not having that officer in the school, what is the impact of that?
I mean, I'm not a resource officer myself, but
Right, but I'm just.
I know what they do.
Impact.
I mean, it's security, it's safety. Yeah.
So does it hurt security? Does it compromise security? Does it?
I mean, safety in a school in the 21st century is really serious. I mean, it's different, right?
Absolutely.
So having a police officer, a class 3, an SRO, yeah, it's good. It's always good. I mean, there's relationships, but they're there to thwart.
Does it mitigate any type of fights breaking out or people being abused?
I think seeing a cop, seeing a cop, and you're not gonna wanna get in a fight with somebody in a hallway.
Iron Essential still has theirs, but
Yeah.
all of their township schools, they're going to,
Yeah,
right, all of them, including the 8th graders, where there's, the bigger kids.
Yeah, no, it's unfortunate. It's too bad. I mean,
Yeah, it's an interesting decision.
yeah, I
they
don't
made over
know.
there. Okay, Councilman Parker. Your report.
I really don't have anything, this, but Robin, I didn't get a chance to do that, but I heard about it. I will say that a couple of things that I am really working on. I met with Kane this morning about what's going on with the railroad project and some grants and things like that, which we need to get working on like immediately, and I told him that I would get under this immediately. And I also want to work towards the opening of Courthouse Square, because I think we need to make this big.
Does he have
I
a
think
date? Or-
November first, and
Is that,
I,
sorry, is that for the hotel part?
the hotel and
Restaurant?
phase one. For the north side and
So apartments, the hotel and the restaurant part,
the one restaurant.
the one, okay, thank you.
He's gonna phase in the restaurants,
Okay,
and I understand why.
The restaurant within the hotel?
Yeah,
not
the
the side.
steakhouse, the steakhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
that one's okay.
So, because there's a little bit more work to be done on something, you know, the point of it is that we need to do this right. I do believe that there's gonna be a lot of focus on this. I do believe that there's going to be a lot of public officials besides ourselves coming down to do this, because this is really built up. And I wanted to make sure that we do this right. I don't want it to be last minute. I've been talking about it since January of last year. Now it's time to get moving. So I have actually asked if we could meet with, FCP could meet with their people along with the business owners so that we can plan something. I think it's too big for one person to plan it. I think it's much too big for, you know, with all the news, with all the media thing that's gonna be happening with this. I just think we need to like get serious with this. So I've been working on that. I've been talking to a lot of people, trying to get things happening. The only other thing that I will say is I have absolutely been doing this talk around town. Individually, myself, I just stop people, ask them what they think, talk to me about this, talk to me about that. And I've gotten some really, really interesting feedback. For me, nothing is negative. For me, it's just what concerns are, and I don't think concerns are negative. I think concerns are just that you take them and say, okay. Is there something I can do about that right now, or is there something that I can bring it up and whatever, or going back to, or is it something that you need to get involved with so that you can help us do that? Because you can keep doing this, but if you're not gonna get involved with it, it doesn't work. The last thing I will say, Jeremy's program, the license, is absolutely, if you guys have not gone, I would highly recommend it. The last one with Jeff Doshno was amazing, absolutely amazing. And not because it was because it just showed the possibilities, but it also showed a lot of history. Which if for a newcomer, I never had that. So now it all kind of makes sense, and it's like, okay, I get this, and I get this. So I would highly recommend the one that's coming up, that it's extended. I would say just take the time, it's an hour. Well, this was a little bit long.
Yeah,
That was a little bit long, but it was engaging, so it was fun. The one before that, I didn't get to attend, but I got a lot of feedback from it. Ellie Norton did it, and again, a really amazing job, so I would encourage us to really take the time to go to one of those. That's just for me, thanks.
Thank you. Just to touch on one of your reports, I think Jeremy, yours. We did get confirmation from the state of New Jersey last week regarding the $300,000 grant from the governor, the legislature for the next phase of the police building.
Yep.
So Bill Hanf is filling out that paperwork, and as soon as we have it, we'll go out for proposals on doing all the engineering and design work for the Sally Port, which is the next phase.
Thank you, I forgot.
That's
you
okay,
very much.
but I was waiting until we got.
That's good news.
We actually got confirmation from Bonnie, so it came in, not as confirmation, but actually from the Treasury Department saying fill this form out, so you can get this money. All right, we're public
Wait,
comment.
hold on, can we tell everybody about the front door
Oh, the front door is being replaced tomorrow,
and
on
Wednesday?
Wednesday, so access to this building will be through the handicapped entrance, which is on this side of the fire department. There is a handicapped parking space out there on the street on Park Avenue, so that and the ramp is right there, or you can park here and walk through the grass. I don't recommend that.
Anybody have signs up for people?
Mike's gonna put
It's
signs up.
been-
tomorrow. He ordered
So,
signs, and I have arrows in the hallway
Okay.
already.
did you send out an email to the planning board that meets?
I did.
Cause it was like, I don't, like, when they get out, they shouldn't be walking through the grass, they don't just be walking through the parking. But, you know.
Hopefully it will be a quick meeting.
Okay,
That should be.
all right, so that's the public service announcement.
Yeah.
All right, we're up to, public comment period number one. Anybody from the public wishing to address the council with any comments, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. And please limit your comments to 3 minutes, no matter who you are in this room. Anybody? Okay, there is another comment period at the end of the.
Did you wanna talk? Oh, come to the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Says Mike?
yeah, it's your
I
time.
need your name, spell your last name for the record and your address, please.
James A. Kalke, KAHLKE. 33 Brown Street. I just want to thank the council for having this be a public event so that I could come here. I've addressed each of you either individually or collectively via email, and I appreciate the responses I've gotten. My two comments are about the loss of a safety officer or resource officer in a local school. I think that's something that should be addressed. I don't know how one goes about that other than school, but I appreciate your comments, because is that a safety concern? And if it weren't a safety concern, then the police officer never would have been employed in that position. So in my mind, that is integral. There's been lots of commentary about what stops what. And a police presence in a school does a lot for that. Second comment would be, you spoke about abandoned buildings, abandoned businesses, etc. At what point will Millie's brunch be addressed? It's either abandoned or nothing's happening.
Well, you know, does anybody know where that is? I mean, Susan's not here, she's our,
It's right, like, on our, it's on Main Street.
no, I know. where
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
No, we're talking about the status.
Oh, I know there's good construction there, I see them.
It's
there.
rad.
It's
very
sketchy.
I think they're doing that.
Susan's our liaison. to
I walk by
construction.
frequently,
You haven't seen
and
anybody
it's
here.
really
either.
hard to find them doing it.
It's like
Right.
sometimes.
I think
It's
they're
almost-
doing it themselves.
But are they like at a point where they need inspections?
I have no idea.
So Susan Engelhardt, who's not here tonight, is the liaison to construction, she's the person who would know more than any of us.
Thank you. I didn't hear from her today, so I'll respond to her.
Okay.
Or we can simply reach out to the person who owns it, Robin, and find out what's going on. I mean, it's just that simple. You don't need to go to construction.
Yeah.
Find
They
out,
ran out of.
or give it to me and I'll call
Well, they apparently did run out of money because there was a GoFundMe style
it before they got started.
approach by the owners. Which personally I thought was inappropriate, but if they're in that situation that they're asking me for money, not me specifically, but me collectively, then they have problems greater than getting the facade done and getting coffee cups in the building. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Poppy. Anybody else from the public? See nobody online with their hands up, not that I can read anything.
Ma'am, did you wanna talk? Oh, you did. Okay.
There will be a second public comment period at the end, if you want to at that point. We have no minutes to approve.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Well, somebody did their name, hand up, who is that?
Tasha Rutledge.
Sorry, who?
Tasha, Tosha. Tasha
I can't read it from here.
Rutledge.
Yes, are you guys able to hear me?
Yeah, can you say your name for the record, please, and your address?
Yes, hi, my name is Tasha Rutledge and my address is 3 Raritan Avenue, Flemington, New Jersey.
That is actually Raritan Township.
Oh, so am I at the wrong meeting?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, actually, she called me.
Oh, wait, hold on.
It depends.
What do you?
No.
What are you calling about?
Oh,
So
you-
I'm
Oh,
calling,
you talk about something in town, Ms. Rutledge, you're at the right place.
oh, sorry. Okay, yes, well, so I'm not 100% sure. I'm calling in reference to the situation, the ongoing situation with the warming center.
The warming center,
Okay.
okay? So you just wanna know what's going on with that?
No, I just wanted to make a statement, and I guess it be on the record. I am an individual who, within Hunterdon County and Warren County as well, I work with individuals who are experiencing homelessness. And sometimes that's directly connected to substance use disorder, sometimes there's mental health, and sometimes some people just have fallen on hard times. So previously, I worked at the residential program in Flemington, Good News Home for Women, and then I also do outreach with Hunterdon County Prosecutors Operation Helping Hand. And so basically, in having direct contact with these individuals, one thing I know that is looking to happen is the warming center be relocated. Now, I wanted to share my concerns. I know that you guys were recently speaking directly to, I guess, unoccupied residences. And with the work that I do in Warren County, what we've experienced out there is when there are individuals who don't have places to go, when there's counties where there's no shelters, a lot of times these individuals will occupy the unhoused units. And what's happening out there, because there is no shelters, and the only option is a shelter that is a far distance from the inner city of, from the center of town, is they go on storefronts. Now, I'm not sure exactly what happens at these meetings. This is my first time. So I don't know the conversation that you guys have. I know there's conversation around building new things, but one of the things that's going to be happening is there's going to be cuts to funding when it comes to housing. So there is to be expected that a lot of people are going to be losing their housing. So I thought it was important for me to attend today's meeting as an individual who works directly with homeless people, and I directly know what that looks like when these services are taken away. If there are concern right now for individuals that are occupying these unhoused units, it's going to only get worse, and that's my biggest fear. Like I said, in Warren County, because they don't have shelters in the town, I'm sorry, then these individuals are on storefronts and they are just in the parks because there's nowhere for them to go. So that's just my biggest concern, and I felt like it was worth speaking directly to that. I don't know if there is a plan in place, but I do know that there are so many cuts that's happening. Yes.
It's a county facility and a county contract. The county contract expired at the end of May. I've reached out to the county to see what they're doing right now, and
Well, that may be dry.
Yes. Well, you said, did I reach out? I'm sorry.
all I said is I've been playing phone tag with the county to find out what the status is.
Okay, so I'm not really sure. One of the things I also do is I sit on the board for Tri-County Continuum of Care. So I know that there's conversation had. I'm not too involved in that whole thing. I just, again, I don't know. I know that one of the bigger issues that is happening with everything as far as funding cuts and individuals that are going to be homeless is there's not a lot of conversation around those things, which are going to impact. They're saying right now for the state of New Jersey, 147,000 people are estimated to be newly homeless. So the idea, and I'm not sure exactly what the contract, I know that every county is supposed to have these services available. I think that the plan is to keep the warming center. I think that the plan is just to move it from its location. But I just know directly what that looks like. And as a resident of Hunterdon County and as someone who's well educated, in services being taken away and what that'll look like, it'll only get worse. And then when that does happen, then there's going to be a lot of question as to why certain things wasn't put in place, because a lot of residents aren't aware of what's going to happen. However, the higher ups are. So
You can wrap it up, you're past your 3 minutes.
okay, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, anybody else in the public? Again, there's a second comment period at the end.
Okay, she needs to leave.
Okay, nobody else? All right, again, we have no minutes to approve. There is no consent agenda tonight. We're up to introduction of ordinances. The first one was discussed at the work session at the last meeting. Before I asked for a motion, I just had 2 questions. I'd like to, for the public, since there was a public work session, what has changed from the work session to the introduction of the ordinance? If somebody wants to explain what changed.
Yeah, what, between last time with the ordinance and then?
Yes.
For the zoning ordinance?
Yes.
I believe the only substantial change that we made was the height. We got rid of the change in the height. I think that went back to how it was
Okay,
prior.
thank you. And my second question is, what stakeholders have weighed in at this point to the ordinance?
So, Why is that important?
I'm asking the question, because,
Okay, but why is that important?
at our work session, you said
So-
you were gonna reach out to stakeholders.
So we did reach out to the
So I
stakeholders.
just wanna know who's responded.
So we have gotten responses from stakeholders, all except from the planning board. That's the only one we've not.
So who else was that?
Marcia, I'm not gonna do this.
I'm just asking.
I'm not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Let's just keep moving on. We're not gonna do this.
I think it's an honest question.
I think it's a legitimate.
So the point of it is, who did we say we were gonna distribute it to? You know who we said it because you and I had this discussion, so why? are we doing this?
HPC, did they put
Okay,
any comments?
so that's fine. And who else?
FCP and the planning board.
Okay, so
But the
there we go.
RCP was part of the writing of it. That's-
No, it was not.
I've
It
got
was
this
not.
recording saying
It
it.
was not.
Susan
We
said
have,
that.
excuse me, Adrian, excuse me.
No,
the point
Susan
of
said
it
that
is-
on video on the
I'm not gonna do
21st.
this. We're not gonna have
Did
an
it-
argument.
did-
I'm not gonna let you bait me, so let's go
I'm
ahead.
not getting you. I
No,
just-
you are, and I'm not gonna do it. All right, so the point of it is,
Did
is
HCP put any comments?
HCP is, we didn't really want HCP's comment. That was your suggestion. We wanted
This is
planning board's
historic
comment,
district.
we wanted FCP's comment. That's who we wanted. We got FCP's comments, we did not get planning board's
Okay,
comments,
that's fine.
period.
I thought HPC. was
No,
important.
you want
I
HPC.
thought HPC is important because Main Street is. the
Did you
historic
do
district.
HCP before?
What do you mean? we're doing
When,
HPC?
you guys did this before, did you do HCP?
We didn't do stakeholders.
No,
You made a.
but
point
the point of it
stakeholders.
is,
HPC has a seat on the planning. board.
Yeah, there.
so,
Dennis
then
has
what's the
to-
difference? And I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Okay, let's move
I don't
on.
understand.
I don't, I'm
why
not
the
gonna,
text
we're not gonna
is
have an
offensive.
argument on this, let's just go
I'm
ahead.
asking legitimate questions about an ordinance. Okay, can I have a motion please to introduce? I'm sorry, let me read it. Ordinance 2025-21, an ordinance amending chapter 12. Land development definitions of the Borough Code, chapter 16, design and performance standards of the Borough Code, chapter 26, zoning of the Borough Code. Can I have a motion please to introduce?
Liberal move.
Is there a second?
Marco second.
Roll call please.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
No,
oh, hold on. Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long,
Yes.
and Council President.
Yes.
Public hearing will be the first available meeting after the planning board does their 45-day deliberation. They have 45 days to do a consistency review of the master plan.
And we look forward to their comments.
Ordinance 2025-22, an ordinance amending chapter 34, filming of the borough's municipal code to conform the New Jersey to, using that word, conform to the New Jersey Film Commission guidelines. Can I have a motion, please? to
Long move.
introduce? Is there a second?
Marco second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara,
yes,
sorry, Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long,
Yes.
and Council President.
Yes.
Okay, public hearing will be, I think it's September 8th.
Yeah.
September 8th, right? For next meeting. Ordinance 2025-23, an ordinance amending chapter 4 licensing of the municipal code of the Borough of Flemington to create a new section 4-18 entitled dumpsters. Further discussion at the last meeting, this ordinance took into account the comments and concerns of the council. This ordinance gives permitting to the construction office. If it is a construction issue, it comes with the construction permit. If it is cleaning out a house, it will be done through the clerk through SBL. There is no charge for a dumpster up to 30 cubic feet on the ground in the public right of way for up to 30 days. You can have it in your driveway or on your property indefinitely. But this is public right of ways only, no charge, must be signed off by the owner of the property at the end of the 30 days. It is a $50 per day fine for up to 10 days, at which point the borough will put a lien on the property for the full amount and remove the dumpster, and also put a lien on the property for the removal cost. So it's punitive at the end, which is what the council requested.
So this is only for driveway.
If no, driveways, people can put their dumpster in their driveway for as long as they want.
They usually go to the police,
Is
it's
it
on the road.
Only, right, on the road, but with but it's gonna be included as part of their construction permit that they can put a dumpster out.
Okay,
But if they're just cleaning out, like somebody wants to get rid of all their furniture,
okay.
But if it's a construction type of issue. That's what I don't understand. I should have asked that before. if they're doing construction renovation on their house,
Yes,
then are you saying 30 days, it's only 30 days?
it's 30 for both.
But if I'm redoing having a massive kitchen project done, because we've all been there. Sometimes it's more than 30 days. So the point of it is, are they being penalized if they're having renovation done in their house? Throwing out furniture and all that, I absolutely agree and I understand. But if they're doing major renovation on their house, major renovation, they need a dumpster. And you're saying that they have to have that dumpster out of there within 30 days.
That's what. That was what was represented at the last meeting, and it's also what the
I think we should have
Do
clarified.
do
that,
we not,
because
is there no procedure in this to allow for an extension, like a
Yes,
permit,
yeah.
or is there no?
there is not in this ordinance, but it can certainly be banned.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
put in a
I think
permit.
we have to.
Just
If I
in
wanna have
case,
Dumpster out there for a month,
just re-up
2 months, you know?
Yeah, because if I'm doing a major renovation,
$100,
it's contract,
whatever.
you have a contractor who is this, that, the other, and it's through no fault of the homeowner. It's because they're depending on the contractor.
I don't, it's
So-
not an issue.
So I
Is
think
that a
we should put
substantive
some kind of,
change?
I think we
What do
should
you
put some
think?
kind of.
I think it's a substantive change.
Yeah, it's not like a number or spelling correction, it's substantive, so, I would not introduce that.
No, so we'll reintroduce this on the 8th, and, all right, so just to be clear, 30-day extension, if it's
That's not an
construction.
extension, but more so an ability or some kind of structure in which if I need it out there for 2 months or 3 months, I can pay something to the clerk and file it. Not that I want it, but
Well, we were including it in the construction permits to be kind.
well, sure, I know, I
Your
understand.
construction permits, we're not charging you for a dumpster.
I mean, if you wanna rent a spot for indefinitely, I don't know.
The chief is very concerned, the chief is very
Yeah,
concerned.
I would keep it simple as
about-
possible as well.
So all the dumpsters, there was some research done and they all stick out a foot to 2 feet
Mhm.
from the parking space now. So they're in the driving right of way, and the chief is, like, he just doesn't want to see them out there.
But there's some people who don't have driveways though.
No, and that's why
There
we're
there's
trying
some
to
people that
find.
don't have driveways, my point of it is still, is that if there's, I
just wanna
agree
know-
with everything,
I
I'm
just
just
wanna
trying
know
to
what's
understand,
the
like,
limit?
what are we saying, are we gonna say that they get? Is it a 30-day extension, or is it you get a chance to file 2 30-day extensions, that's what I think that the issue is,
15 days, you get an extra 15 days.
after the 30-day.
I'm just wondering, like, okay, I remove it for a day, right? How long until I can put it back, right? How long is
As soon as you pull another construction permit, you
Yeah.
get a freebie.
Second one.
So when you go through this, when you do your demolition, I mean, my kitchen was completely demolished and the downstairs bathroom today.
Well,
So,
you're lucky,
Yeah, I.
but
approved
that did
lots of
happen,
kitchen
I
in
mean,
one day.
and they did it one day too, right? Yeah, and that's
Memorial
really,
Day,
that's.
but I had six
Yeah.
25-year-olds come over.
And they just did it. It was.
But not everybody has that, right? So I think we just
Right.
need to be sensitive to the fact that people who do major construction in their homes may not have the luxury of just having 30 days to get everything.
So what's the number?
So if we're saying, I think what I thought I heard you say, Trent, is a 30-day extension, if you wanted a 30-day
I
extension.
said 15, but 39.
I think we should do a 30-day extension, they can, so.
If they need to, I don't know.
I mean, we just don't want to have it sitting out there for 4 months or something, or
Say that again?
excuse me, my contractor has cracked in the sheets, they're nowhere to be found. Now we're sitting out there 4 months with this stuff. We don't want to do that. If you were driving about 2 months ago on Maple Avenue and on Broad Street, there were 2 large ones right there. There was also an issue with, we gotta talk about this as a borough, as a council, a camper at one point. It was one way in and out on Maple Ave. God forbid there'd been a fire up at the North Maple Ave, fire truck could have gotten through. So we just don't want these things sitting out there, it's an
4 months,
eyesore.
4 months, I agree, is
2 months, I think,
extensive,
is
but-
fine.
But I do think we
We don't
should
have
give people an
mansions.
option of another.
Jeremy, what do you say?
all I wanted to say was, let's keep it simple, let's keep it general, let's give them a month if they need it, just in case. Nobody wants a dumpster on the street for more than 2 months. I think that's, and
So
even that's a
30
lot.
days, and then you get approval from the construction office for another.
For another 30 days.
What's the
That's
process? What's the process today?
Right now, they call the police department and the chief says, yeah, you can have to add a dumpster. There's no ordinance governing.
No,
it.
Yeah.
So once they go down, there's no chief to get rid of it. That's
Okay.
the problem.
so we're not, this isn't like making it easier for people though. This is actually kind of making it harder in a sense, right?
No, because, no.
Well, no, if you're doing construction, they don't.
That's why it's in, when, when you're going to do,
So
You're
it's
just
not,
gonna do a major
I'm
renovation.
just saying, as it stands today. once we introduce this ordinance, it'll be slightly more.
Slightly more,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but anything if you want to.
I just wanna make sure that we weren't
Making it hard.
stopping from introducing, if we didn't
A
introduce
homeowner,
that, we're,
a homeowner, not a
we're leaving a
homeowner.
more restrictive ordinance there.
Oh, no.
No.
We're not.
It doesn't make a difference if we introduce.
How many days, Jeremy? 30 days with a 30-day extension to the construction.
Just do
department.
30. Look, you never know what's gonna happen with the project. Nobody wants to dump in front of their house for 30 days. They don't want to.
But if you're cleaning out, grandma's attic, you don't get a 30-day extension,
Yeah.
right?
Right, I mean,
Okay.
within reason. Look,
Alright.
you gotta be reasonable. I just think, let's be fair, let's give people that
Exactly.
opportunity.
Councilman Arias, what do you say?
I like it simple.
Councilman President,
Like 30 days is fine.
with a 30-day extension, construction only.
30 days.
Councilman Levitt. All right, there you go, Councilor.
Sure.
Okay,
Got it.
done.
Can
All
I
right.
have, slightly related, you mentioned whether or not something was a substantial change to an ordinance. Can you just clarify again to the council?
Yeah, it
What
will be
constitutes-
anything that is more than a typo.
More than a typo requires reintroduction.
Yes.
Thank
I mean, I typically view it pretty restrictively because of the public's right to access the changes, but I think that's the best way to interpret it.
Okay, ordinance 2025 so I'm sorry. That one's tabled until September 8th. Okay, ordinance 2025-24, an ordinance creating a new section 720, emergency services exception to chapter 7, traffic of the Borough Code to exempt emergency services from certain parking restrictions. Parking or wait? Counselor, is this the Court Street one?
Yeah, this is.
I thought this was-
This is Court Street
This is for everything.
for everything, to allow the emergency vehicle to be exempt from any restrictions we put out there. Weight restrictions,
As long
so,
as they're in
okay.
I
I mean, technically, I always thought that emergency vehicles were always exempt, but
They
it
are,
really
but-
clarifies it. For anybody
There was
paranoid,
some, Paul Jeremy brought this one to me,
Okay.
and there was some discussion by some members. I don't think this ordinance is terribly necessary, but if it makes the
The-
emergency responders feel better. I think that the issuing of tickets is always discretionary, right? And the odds of a ticket ever being issued to an emergency response vehicle in the active response of an emergency is essentially non-existent, but if this helps, then it's fine.
thanks.
So, there you go.
Can I have a motion to introduce, please?
Long move.
Is there a second?
Levitt will second.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasara.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt.
Yes.
Council Vice President Wong.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Okay, public hearing to be held on September 8th. We have a public hearing tonight, ordinance 2025-20, an ordinance creating section 9-6, commercial change of tenancy or sale in chapter 9, buildings and housing, to establish a procedure for facilitating change of tenancy applications for commercial spaces or buildings. Can I have a motion to open to the public, please?
Levitt will move.
Is there a second?
Long side.
All in favor?
Aye.
The ordinance is now open to the public for questions or comments, actually comments really, but. This ordinance basically puts in place. A way for construction and zoning departments to make sure that new tenants that are coming in are following our ordinances. Regarding any upgrades that are into their buildings. We have a lot of people moving into this town that don't even tell us simply no permits. And especially finding permits, it makes the buildings dangerous. Nice haircut. Name and address for the record.
Thank you. Good evening. Robin Lapidus, Executive Director of Covington Community Partnership. Okay, so when we discussed this at the work session, I believe it was.
No, it's not under. the-
Okay. So when this was brought up at the last meeting, the council asked the fire marshal to talk to stakeholders in the business community and the FCP and me. I was named specifically, and we did not speak. He didn't reach out to me. I called him. I didn't get a reply. And I was going to call Susan today and learn that because she's their liaison, I actually went to Jeremy. And she was on a plane. So we have not spoken, so I'm just going to give you the stakeholders that we spoke to's comments or comments or questions.
Depends on what they are.
Okay, I'm just gonna roll
I
with
mean,
it.
public
and-
hearings are really technically comments, but.
Okay, so
We can.
comment. We appreciate the need for an accurate list of property owners and tenants. And safety is always primary, and emergency management. We agree that we need a mechanism to inform that those who are responsible for safety and management of changes. But we also want to be sure that the business owners are informed of what the procedures are that they need to comply with. So our concern, we have a question about whether this new form with its fines and penalties is redundant to things that already exist. Because it appears that with the zoning and certificate of occupancy process to open a business in Flemington right now, tenants have to fill out a change of tenancy form for $50 to obtain zoning approval. They have to fill out a business registration form for $100 to receive a new tenant certificate. They are required to fill out a fire safety business registration form with a penalty of up to $1,000 if you don't do it, and a business file change form. So if there is a client's issue with the above documentation, shouldn't the solution be to more effectively communicate with the existing requirements to open a business? And to charge fines for the existing bad behavior of people not following current ordinances and the process that already exists without creating an additional burden.
I think that's the intention of this. And
But-
it's really the tracking of all the documents and having them all in one place, which was a request by Susan, was to like actually have one big form where somebody could see exactly what they need. And so I think that's the intention of this, exactly. the
This
intention.
one big form also creates a new structure for fines. And we're hoping that if we're really trying to be more business friendly, to reach the goals, but be more business friendly, that there could be some cure period.
So our construction department is always willing to waive fines. They just want compliance. They're not looking for the money, they're looking for compliance. But we have some bad actors that are repeat offenders. That have been through these doors a number of times and continue to replace tenants with new tenants without filling out anything or letting anybody know. So they're not paying the $50 for new tenant registration at all, ever. They're just putting them in and taking them out and putting them in. And they're allowing them to do construction and not sending them here for, so this is new fines on where they never existed if they fail to do that, but
My understanding is that this isn't so much on the new businesses, this is an enforcement mechanism on the landlords who. do not
exactly,
frequently
exactly.
from preventing, because I know people individually in town who have done this. I mean, they have occupied a building or a space with a denial of zoning permit before, and then just kind of stay there. There's nothing they can do about it, really. And there's nothing you can go to the landlord with or anything like that to
again-
require them to do anything about it.
And again, our construction office is absolutely willing to waive
So
fines.
so
I've seen it happen a lot.
it is confusing, I believe it was for us when we read the ordinance, whether it's in the way that it names Attorney Corsini, the way that the ordinance names who the party is that is being asked to provide the information, whether it's the tenant or it's the landlord. It is a little confusing the way that it's written. We just wanted to be sure that we're not adding a burden, because if you, it's a little unclear. If you're coming to fill out a zoning permit to open a business, right, and you're a new tenant and you have to fill out all these other forms, I understand that if you're a bad actor and you're not compliant, you're not compliant. How does this form make you more compliant?
Because it informs you of all the steps of all the, so if you're going in and you're just flipping out a restaurant for a restaurant. That's one thing. If you're going in and you're doing, so we have a lot of tenants going in, doing construction. We had one tenant go in and remove an entire sprinkler system.
That's
Okay,
bad.
it's very bad.
Yeah.
And nobody even knew he was in there until our fire marshal.
That seems to be the problem.
That is, and that's,
People knowing who's in there.
so again.
I think that's his point.
Right.
That's what he's trying to do, is to make
So-
people accountable for who's going in there.
And we love that idea because we want people to be accountable.
But
And,
it's the
and
landlord who has to be the responsible party.
Yeah.
Cause he's the one who's signing the lease with a new tenant. So,
okay, so if they already have a certificate of occupancy for a law office. And a new law office comes in, it's the property owner that you want to fill out the new tenant form. And if they don't, they get fined.
I don't think that, I don't know if it's necessary, I mean, that's.
thought we were trying to
But
keep law
but
offices
but wait a minute,
laws.
it should be that way, but it should be that way,
What?
because the
Because
bottom
you
line
have
is
to
you need
know
to know
who's
who's
in
in
that
the
building.
building. Right, I mean, it's what, it wouldn't matter if it's a law office or if it's
Or a
Casper
pizza
the Friendly
place.
Ghost, right? The bottom line is there's no tracking mechanism, people are just opening up. And no one knows that business is there. So this is, and I agree with this is a way of tracking to make sure that that everyone knows, whether it's zoning, whether it's emergency management, whether it's whoever it is. That everybody knows that this business exists, this business is no longer there.
So there is already a form for a change of tenancy for $50 to abstain.
But they're
from
not-
But
zoning.
they're not doing it. They're
Okay,
not doing it.
That's why there's now gonna be
Okay.
a fine.
There's a law,
to be
that's
able to do it.
every town has that, not
Every-
just
okay.
Flemington.
I understand this is a local procedure.
Yeah.
This is a local procedure. Okay, so,
I'm just saying, if they were all filling out that form,
Then
we
it's
wouldn't
gonna be
be
a
talking
problem.
here. But
gotcha.
the landlords, the owners are not filling out the forms.
Are there
And that's why they're
other
punitive.
solutions considered to solve this problem?
You know what, Robin, let's not make this bigger than it is. This is not, this does not have to be big. The point of it is, you have to look at what the spirit of this is about. The spirit of this is about that there are businesses. And someone just told me about one that just opened up arbitrarily and no one knew they were there and they're going from building to building to building, they're continuing to do that. This is a tracking mechanism. This is how you say, nope, we're not gonna tolerate this. Nope, this is what has to happen. The form itself, it is what it is. The bottom line is, it's the intention.
Right.
It is the intention to solve a problem,
We support
Period.
that.
period.
What we're concerned about is, does this really solve the problem?
Well, we'll know when we do it.
Can we create a package so that it's a one-stop shop with
So,
this form and
stop.
all the
Stop
other?
right now. Let's stop. Because that's what FCP helps with. That's an FCP initiative to link up with these guys to say, let's create something so it is handed out for this and this. That's an FCP initiative to me. It really, it should be a part of that. It's not, I'm not trying to put it's on this and this, but it means to communicate. Look at me because I'm talking.
Okay,
So the point of it is that it is a communication factor that you guys have got to get to with this person who's doing this, and I do agree with this, is that, hey, guys, how do we make this so this is very, very understandable and very easy? Do we put this together and show step by step, this is how you do this, and then we back you up on that, or whatever the case may be. That's a conversation.
and if they come here first, then what?
But you have a package. What I've said to you, is
I
that you're gonna
understand.
work with them so that there is a.
No,
package
if
that
a
you can
person
communicate.
comes, sometimes people who wanna open businesses in this town don't come to me first, they come to Carla.
Well, the problem is they sign a lease without even knowing the zoning. That's
And
how we start.
We will address the commercial
And
real
then I thought the last meeting, sorry to interrupt,
No, that's-
you said that Robin would send a form to go in the
That's what I said. I
We can
said
do
that's what
that.
needs to be done.
We can
Yes,
do that,
exactly.
Yes,
That's exactly what needs to be done.
I hear you, we were hoping that that there, if we're instituting a new policy. And we need to do more communications, I think you'll have to have more communications. Is there some opportunity to allow us to have a cure period Because the fines are $250 for the first
Are
offense.
you saying, when you say cure period, are you saying period in which this will be implemented? Is that what you're asking for?
Somebody's noticed that they're getting fined, will they get a chance to fix it and have the fine removed? Our department always, it's about, they want compliance.
But it's not in the ordinance.
It's not anywhere, but I'm telling you now, we have fines all over the place, and they forgive fines all the time.
If it's reasonable.
I mean,
All
we
the
can't,
time.
we can't really,
Sure,
If it's
sure,
reasonable.
sure.
I mean, we can't really write the ordinance, like, the zoning officer shall be chill and cool about it. You know, be a reasonable guy, like, that's at his discretion,
But we were hoping, just so that we're not creating, we understand there's bad actors, but zoning has become burdensome. You know, we didn't get a lot of businesses opening, we didn't, for a year, we only had 3 people get a sign in the town. I mean, we have issues that are not business friendly. This this may solve for a problem, but it doesn't read as business friendly, and what we were hoping was, while we're making a change to our procedures, updating our communications and communicating, could we have a period of time where you get a first offense and you don't get a fine? You know, just a little bit
It's
of.
already in the law, they go out and they inspect, and I believe in almost every DCA code, there is a period where they tell you, we're coming back in 2 weeks. I think that's DCA code already.
That's different than the new tenant form, right?
Robin.
It's the same.
It is. The
Okay.
point of it is. We're giving you some solutions and you keep going back to the same thing. Is there something? The point of it is, she's already said there is cure period. She's already said that there's that some of the fines are excused if they're reasonable
And compliant.
and compliant, and there is time to fix it. So I'm not sure what more you keep saying, but we wanted to be friendly. Here's what I think the point of it is, and I'll keep going back to this and back to this and back to this. It is a part of FCP to communicate. If you're going to open a business, hey landlord, if you're bringing this business in, you need to make sure that this is happening, otherwise you're gonna get fined. I mean, that's what it could be on a website, it could be on a piece of paper, it could be shouted from the platform, I don't care how it's done. But it's also that you just kind of work with everybody to say, okay, let's make sure we're all communicating the same way. That's the bottom line. One rope, one direction, period.
Can I pop in real quick, listening to you two here? When I got this late in the day today, and I must apologize, I must not have done my homework because I didn't read it until earlier today. So I read it with kind of like a comment from the position of like, oh, I want to open a business department, what do I gotta do, right? And I think one of the things that, and I know, you know, John put this all together, did a good job, and I know what his job is, what he has to do, and have to be forceful because, you know, the stuff's
Yeah.
gotta get done. Just can.
And people can get hurt.
Safety's the issue here, so I think, and, you know, I don't wanna pick this apart, it's not what I wanna do, I do wanna say, like, overall, when I read it, I was kind of looking at it as like, I'm a new person. What is this process like? Okay, it seems like there's multiple things to do, okay, so that's one thing that kind of stuck out to me. I understand it, yes, it needs to get done, but how I was reading it, just as the layman, I was a little confused as far as like process. And I promised myself when I got elected to council, I would never do the English teacher thing. But I know they're government documents, okay? And I think maybe we could get the tone to be less enforcement sounding and more assistant.
But that's the ordinance, right? There's the
Right.
ordinance, and then there's the form, right?
Yeah.
There's the ordinance, it's about getting people in that room.
Yeah.
To Carla, or to Maureen, and say, I'm putting in an intent, what do I have to do? Cause that's the problem, right there. Is that people are going in there, and it seems to be the same few owners,
Right.
and they've got big buildings with lots of tenants. And then they let their tenants go in and do all kinds of construction, and then they go, oh, it was the tenant who did that. I didn't authorize that. Well,
Jeremy,
Can I-
but to your point, here's what I think has to happen, and I said this many times. If you just did a flow chart, if you just did a
Yeah,
simple flow
that's-
chart,
yeah.
and I keep saying it over and over again.
This is-
A flow chart that says it starts here, this is what happens, if this doesn't happen, this is what happens, it's a simple flow chart.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what this says, what matters is that I understand how the process works.
You need to see.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so I go back to that and I said this, I don't know how many times, and I've said this to you 1,001 times. The point of it is, it's just develop a flow chart. Here, 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 if this doesn't happen, this happens, this is where you go, whatever. It's just as simple as that. And it doesn't have to be a massive flow chart. It's a sheet like this that goes, it starts here, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do, this is what you do. If you don't do these things, this is what happens. It's just that simple.
Chris, can you just confirm, who gets the fine in this?
landlord, the owner.
Is it land?
But I mean, yeah, Leno will be,
Yeah.
yeah, and you receive it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, because like, okay, going back to the form, the appendix that we have, right, which, I don't know, didn't make it, whatever, but.
Oh, I sent it.
Only a landlord can
Yeah.
sign off on a construction document.
It just,
What's the landlord?
the form seems like it's addressed as it stands in this appendix, it seems like it's addressed to a new business owner rather than to a landlord. If that makes sense, right? We can amend,
The
it, you know,
landlord,
you know?
you know, might give it to the new business owner and say, here, fill it out, you
Yeah.
know? But if the landlord, because we can't, you know, if things get bad and you need to put a lien on the property because they haven't paid their fines or you can't put a lien on a business, you can only put it on property.
No, so. okay.
So it's just like the
It might be,
texture thing.
it might be then a slight tweaking to the form, but like if this
Right, but
fine goes to the landlord who is generally less, you know, more unchanging than the tenant. I feel like I'm fine with it, but
I wrote the ordinance.
they should be the ones that
form.
enforce whether
Right.
or not.
right, the form can be changed very easily. There's the tenor of the ordinance is stern. But
When it
it's-
says shall be, you know, is there flexibility in this ordinance? Like, I'm just trying to confirm. It's up to the discretion of the zoning officer, right? Where the.
Mines are always discretionary.
Oh, right?
Always.
No. Just make.
Anything else, Robin?
I don't think so.
Do I see somebody with their hand up, but I can't read who it is?
No, that's,
That's you.
Oh, okay, anybody else anybody else have any comments?
Sorry.
Seeing none, do I have a motion to close the public hearing to the public?
Well, move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adopt ordinance 2025-20?
Liberal move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call please.
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Okay, thank you. Regular agenda resolution 2025-125. Resolution appointing Christopher Wilt as emergency management third deputy effective July 28th, 2025, and ending December 31st, 2025. This is just a reminder that Dave Giuliani, who is the second emergency manager coordinator, is going away in October for an indefinite period of time. So this sets up Chris to be OEM, on OEM, and he is, we were talking about him taking over Dave's job as well as property maintenance officer. Chris has not gotten back to me. He lives in Raritan Township, he doesn't live here. So, but this is about appointing him as third coordinator on OEM, so he can move up to second, when Dave is away. Can I have
How long is Dave gonna be?
he's gonna be away from October to May, down south. He's only gonna be in Flemington, we're back in New Jersey a couple of months a year now going forward. So, it's very, we can't, you know,
Yep.
it's hard to rely on him. You can't manage property from South Carolina. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Sorrel second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasar,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
Thank you. Resolution 2025-126, resolution authorizing Ernest H. Fletcher, electric Electrical to perform the electrical improvements at the police headquarters building is $16,600. Have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Liberal second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasora,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes,
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I have just one question. We know what to do.
I'm sorry, what?
What's exactly the
Electrical.
Yeah.
Oh, that was, they broke up, open a wall, these buildings to do some work and they found completely illegal, very old wiring
That's
that no inspector would have found. It's old and it's the building that just keeps giving, right? So it was actually, the estimate was like almost 18,000. It looks like Grady might have given the town a break. Okay, roll call, please.
We already did that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you have to.
I asked
No,
question.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
My brain has to stay stuff in order, okay. In fact, staying is in order, what happened to the ordinances that we needed to introduce? Oh, there are resolutions at the end, or not ordinances,
For what?
the liquor license,
Their resolution.
they're all resolutions, okay.
Yeah.
Resolution 2025-128, resolution appointing
No, one
Marion.
twenty-seven.
127. The interim.
Bianca.
Oh, I agree, okay, 127, resolution reappointing Bianca Watkins as interim municipal court administrator. Do I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is there a second
Parker second.
discussion? Roll
I have a
call.
question for Chris.
What?
I have a question. How
Sure.
long can she be?
3 years, she has to pass the exam in 3 years.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
So she's
Seems like
3
you're
years.
forever.
So she's appointed, she's allowed 3 appointments
Yeah.
while she's working on getting her certification.
So is this her?
I think
second
that's
one?
her
This was,
This is her third,
This is
but it's really, at that point, she can ask for an extension to the courts and they
Okay.
generally always.
Well,
grant them.
Raritan Township resolution said it's, I think, the fourth one.
Which, the court, the justice department can give extensions
Okay.
indefinitely if she's working towards her certification, which requires a project. And sometimes those projects can take a while.
Okay. Councilman Harris.
You doing roll call? Okay.
oh,
Yeah.
Councilwoman Fasora,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
yes,
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-128, resolution of Mary Ann Eberly as part-time library assistant at Flemington Public Library. Can I have a motion, please?
Sorry, I'll move.
Is there a second?
liberal second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasora,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes,
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Your resolution 2025-129, resolution appointing Mary Ann Cachet as part-time library assistant at the Flemington Public Library. Can I have a motion, please?
Sorry, I'll move.
Oh, sorry.
Is there a second?
Sorry, I'll second.
Any discussion?
Long was first.
Yes.
Yes, Long was first.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Harris,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasora,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
yes,
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Resolution 2025-1-130, this is the requirement, one of the first requirements for this money we received. Resolution authorizing the Borough of Flemington to obtain a grant from the New Jersey Department of Community Affairs for $300,000 for improvements to the police headquarters. May I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any discussion?
This
Roll
was-
call, please.
No, go ahead. Yeah, Frank.
no, I was just saying, this was the money was secured in the state budget.
This is the
Yeah.
money that we got in the state budget.
Councilman Harris.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasora,
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes,
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
Review resolution 2025-131, resolution of the Borough of Flemington creating a new plenary retail consumption license with hotel motel exception pursuant to NJSA 33:1-12.20 for the Union Hotel Project. Property, can I have a motion, please?
Parker move.
Is there a second?
Oh, second.
Any discussion?
so this is a new.
So this is, under state law, if you have a 100-room hotel minimum, the municipality is entitled to provide a liquor license to that hotel. It stays with the hotel. They go below 100 rooms, they lose the license.
So do they own- Do they have 2 licenses?
They own the old Union Hotel license.
Now.
Which I presume now they.
Now they're getting this
Because
one.
one is the hotel.
Yeah,
Oh.
so the first one is for the restaurant and this one is for the hotel.
So the,
So they got hooked on fire.
it's not like we're getting another.
So the new plenary license is, as it says, consumption only. The other one they own is a broad C. It is retail, it is consumption, and it is off premises catering. So, they will be able to do all those things with the other one, including selling alcohol in a store if they wanted to. So,
But it's not like another restaurant or something could, you know.
Well,
they
they,
can
Let
use,
they have
they
100.
can, the broad
Then you
C
can
that
create
they
another
own
restaurant.
can be used in another restaurant or bar as well.
They already have that. This is
Yeah.
not bad.
right,
Correct.
and that will probably be where the police station was, and
Yeah.
I think that's where the
That's the
restaurant's going, yeah, that's your spot.
Okay, so just a quick question before we go on. There's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
Is there
grade,
different entities? They're all
no,
typed
no, it's all the same,
It
but they
merged.
All the
grade,
same one,
and then they,
to give them their permission.
then we award. And then we.
Like, you have to create it,
Issue
before we
it,
can order it.
Okay, go ahead,
Okay,
okay.
put it out.
Then one step.
Okay, so this is just creating the new
Right.
one,
Okay.
okay? All right,
Councilman Arias,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasaro.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
resolution 2025-132, resolution of the Borough of Flemington awarding a new plenary retail
Okay.
consumption license with hotel motel exceptions to Stagecoach Liquors LLC for the Union Hotel property. Can I have a motion, please?
Long will move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasaro.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
Council President Parker.
Yes.
And resolution 2025-133, resolution of the Borough of Flemington issuing a new plenary retail consumption license with hotel motel exception to Stagecoach Liquors LLC for the 2025-2026 license term. Have a motion, please?
Long move.
There's a second.
Parker second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Councilman Arias.
Yes.
Councilwoman Fasaro.
Yes.
Councilman Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council President Parker.
Yes.
We don't have a work session, we're up to public comment session number 2. Anybody from the public wishing to speak, please take 3 minutes, come to the microphone, or raise your hand online, name, address.
Is there a pecking order or go just read
You can come up.
Good evening,
Are you here about the email you sent the council? That-
last meeting.
Huh?
I wasn't able to attend the last council
That's
meeting.
being referred to the planning board tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
It's a site plan issue. You have,
Really?
yeah,
Because I thought you could adopt it as a resolution since the state passed legislation to allow towns to more easily incorporate.
yes, but it still has to go back because all those approvals about your parking spaces and the handicap spaces are part of your resolution for compliance, and the governing body does not have the power to waive that.
That is our key.
If it was a side parking lot that was your parking lot, that's what that means. The governing body could say absolutely, could have a tenant in his own parking lot. But because it's in a public right of way, partially owned by the borough, that is part of your required permission, it has to
Technically,
go.
that parking is not part of the borough. That parking is.
Part of it is part of the borough. But it is
Really?
all 100% in your resolution awarding you permission to do whatever you do there. The borough does not have the power to undo that,
I get
so it'll be discussed tomorrow night.
I'll be there.
Okay, I know you will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, for the record, Bob King, do you want to throw your address out there?
Oh, 24 Stangle Road.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry for that. Yeah.
Anybody else?
Me.
Guys,
Okay. I wanted to thank the shops of Flemington and Alexa, who manages their events, for helping us produce this food truck festival. We had approximately 1,500 free tickets sold. I know that sounds like it doesn't make sense, but 1,500 people took a free ticket so they could win one t-shirt and so that we could communicate with them, which basically means that we probably got about 700 emails from having this event. Pudgy's Fries said she brought 600 pounds of potatoes. They were all gone, all the potatoes. Her French fries are between $12 and $20. So,
Fabulous.
So in terms of economic development, it was a good day for local potatoes, I hope. We had a very successful event, and I must say it was the best return on investment for any event we've ever done, because the area is extremely contained. We think we had we haven't gotten a police estimate, but we estimated like 3,500, 4,000 people. Brand new event, new location, not easy to do it, but people want this, and I think, again, the costs were somewhere around $5,000. So compared to, a larger event that some of which cost us $60,000 to produce, this was lean, mean, efficient, and people were really happy.
Did you hear anything from the businesses over there that they benefited from this?
We do a survey of both the businesses and the participants, the vendors that participated, so I'll know more soon. But certain people tried to get there and couldn't park.
I've heard about the parking, so next year if you have it,
Yeah.
My recommendation is the same thing that we're looking at doing for.
Yes.
Parties Festival, you gotta have a place where there's shovels.
Yep.
People come in, because then people are just turned away, so it could probably be more.
Yes, it could have been more. And I have to say, the businesses at the shops were very grateful that we did something impactful there. And many of them gave us gift certificates, many had special sales, they really, some of them are very corporate and they don't participate, but the ones that are smaller and more local were like particularly Aunt Mary's, were really happy
Of
to.
course they were.
Hey, they gave us hats, that said Aunt Mary's and $100 gift card to give away.
Gift keeps giving.
And a 10% for anyone who had a receipt reciprocally. So it was a good time. We got permission to paint our signs in a empty storefront at the Shops of Flemington, so we're grateful to them for that. We have been asked to host the Downtown New Jersey Conference, which as we're a member. They do great work. They have a new executive director. She's fantastic. And this will be 250 downtown management organization leaders. It could be board members and an executive director or staff. Usually mayors come to this conference, as well as agencies like the NJEDA and the DOT and anybody who works with downtowns. This will be held on Thursday, October 23rd. It's all day, so it starts at like 8 a.m. The intention this year is to make it sort of like the Main Street America conference, where there's different topics and tracks. It's going to be at Stengel. There's already a plan to use Lone Eagle for some conference space, DIY, and there's also a Main Street track.
What's the date again?
October 23rd, which I believe is Thursday.
It is.
Yes, and it would, it is, they said it would be really nice to have the conference in a place where people really want the conference, and we do, and I hope that, I believe Mark from Economic Development and Tourism will play a significant role, and the county will help participate, and I hope you all will participate.
I'll be there.
Great. And some of the tracks are, there will be a discussion about economic development and what we've been able to do on Stengel Road in the past couple of years. There will be a tourism breakout, and there will be a historic preservation tour of Main Street, and possibly a little tour of the hotel if there's an opportunity to do that. So this is big, it's really exciting, and they bring a lot of press. Okay, and then we have a sip and stroll on August 21st. the theme is Camp Flemington. And there's a Lyceum presentation that evening about why gathering spaces matter. And a tour, so I hope you come. And then the Central Jersey Jazz Festival planning is in full swing. That is September 13th, Saturday on Main Street, on the steps of the courthouse. Without a larger stage, so we'll go cozy and intimate and see how it works. And we're really excited about that. And then the Hunterdon Harvest Fest will be on 10/4 on Main Street. And we have a confirmation from the county that they'll assist us with the link buses, so we're moving forward, and we do not have as many vendors at all because October's really competitive.
I have two that you might want to follow.
I'll take them. That sounds great. But anyway, we hope that you will also encourage our local businesses in all 3 business districts, Main Street, Stangle, and the shops, the Circle Shopping area, to participate in our festival.
Why wouldn't they?
It's a good question.
I mean, I don't understand. Why wouldn't they?
Well, they haven't always participated, so.
Okay, but there's
Some
some
may
things.
feel
The restaurants have problems because they don't have the staff to cover the restaurant and the
Some of
festival.
them may feel like over on the, where the Staples.
We
Plaza.
have a large percentage of businesses that
Big right
come,
there.
but not everybody's equipped to go outside and double
Right, but-
staff.
So, okay, so, but that's not really the issue. That they don't wanna come, it's just that they can't come.
Some can't.
Okay, so I'm not sure what your ask was then.
I think that we're having a new event on Main Street. It's a return to Main Street, and I think any encouragement of our businesses to come to participate, to be a part of community is valuable.
I think the people over at Shop Flemington seems to want to be involved, from what I get.
They do.
So I don't think that they're really an issue. Now, when you're talking about a rebuild, that might be a different issue, just because I'm not sure that they can get over there, but, okay.
Okay,
Thanks, Robin.
thank you.
Anybody else from the public or online? Okay, seeing none. Moving on, payment of bills, authorizing payment of bills in the amount of $2,092,657.07. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is there a second?
Parker second.
Any questions on it? Roll call, please.
Marius,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisaro,
Yes.
Levitt,
Yes.
Council Vice President Long.
Yes.
And Council
Okay, we have no executive session. Can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
I'll move.
For a second,
Overall second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.